Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a stack of sources that, on the surface, looks almost ridiculously simple.
It really does.
It's a transcript from, a basic language lesson. We've got this character, Maya, learning how to introduce herself in a new English class.
Right. But here's the mission for today. If you peel back that layer of language instruction, what you find underneath is this perfectly optimized, almost like a confidence-building template for human communication.
That's exactly right. This isn't really a lesson on grammar. It's more of a master class in information architecture.
Okay, so what are we doing with it?
We are reverse engineering this moment, this, high-pressure social interaction, to find the exact sequence of information that maximizes clarity for the listener and, just as importantly, minimizes social anxiety for the speaker.
So we're taking the structure that Maya uses and turning it into a kind of blueprint.
A blueprint for efficient self-presentation in any setting, really professional or social. Okay, let's unpack this. Our source material sets the stage immediately. Maya's starting her first day. She's feeling, it says, shy but excited. And the teacher just throws out that ultimate challenge.
The big one. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah. And that moment, that deep breath she takes before she starts speaking, that's where the brilliance of this whole structure really begins.
She navigates that anxiety by sticking to a very efficient script. We're calling it the foundational snapshot.
The foundational snapshot.
Because it's the initial data dump. And it's so critical because it deals exclusively in low-effort, concrete facts. Facts are easy to retrieve, easy to process.
And she delivers these 4 pillars of basic identity in just rapid, perfect succession. Let's look at the order. What's the very first thing she needs to get out there? The core identifier.
Her name. My name is Maya. It's the non-negotiable. It provides the anchor for everything else that's about to follow.
Okay, name first. Simple enough.
But it's the 3 facts that immediately follow the name where the genius of this efficient context setting really lies. She moves right into age. I'm 24 years old.
Yep. At Casablanca. And finally, occupation. I work at a small office.
And that whole sequence, name, age, location, job, is delivered in what, maybe 8 seconds?
Something like that. It's incredibly fast.
And the efficiency is just staggering. Think about it from the listener's perspective for a moment.
Okay.
Before they can even form any complex questions or judgments, they have received 4 essential data points that ground the speaker in time, space, and economic reality.
So this specific order is brilliant because it tackles those basic societal questions in a really unthreatening way.
Exactly.
Hang on, let me push back on this a little. We're trying to apply this universally, right?
It's the goal.
If I'm at, say, a professional networking event, talking about my age might be considered a bit too personal, maybe even weird.
Right.
Or my origin, beyond my current city, might feel irrelevant.
That's a great question.
So why are these 4 data points, specifically age and origin, so mandatory for this foundational snapshot?
It really speaks to the psychological utility of the template, which kind of transcends formal etiquette. So while you might omit age in a formal pitch, the function of the age pillar still needs to be fulfilled.
What do you mean by the function?
In the context of a new class or any new social group, providing your age and location fulfills this deep-seated need for common ground, for relational context.
So it helps the listener immediately place you in some kind of category or context.
Exactly. It minimizes ambiguity. Age tells them if you're a contemporary or maybe someone they could mentor. Location, especially her mentioning Casablanca in the source, gives them a cultural anchor.
So if you skip these things...
If you skip them, the listener starts burning cognitive energy trying to guess. Where is she from? Is she a student or working? How old is she? By providing these facts so quickly, Maya reduces the cognitive load on her audience.
And that makes them more receptive to what comes next.
Precisely. The purpose of the foundational snapshot isn't just delivering facts. It's about clearing the runway for deeper engagement by minimizing all that mental distraction for the listener.
Okay, that makes sense.
And notice the occupation fact. I work at a small office. It's equally concise.
Yeah, she doesn't get bogged down in details about her department or title.
It's just enough to define her professional status. So this name, age, location, job structure, it's this clear, replicable template that gives you immediate substance. It covers the mandatory background checks of any new conversation.
And having this structure is what allows her to move confidently into the second phase, which you've called layering aspiration and personality.
Yes, she's built her platform of facts, and now she can pivot from that external reality to her internal motivation.
This pivot is the real confidence builder, isn't it? It is. She moves from who she is to why she is here, and she does it immediately. Right after stating her job, she spontaneously adds, "I love learning English. I want to speak confidently." This is the aspiration element. And that's the difference between just reading off a resume and actually giving a compelling self-introduction. The aspiration explains the why.
Right. In a job interview, this would be your purpose statement. I'm here because I want to solve X problem or something like that. It provides instant relevance. It fosters connection immediately. I mean, think about it. Everyone in that classroom is there to learn English.
So her stated purpose instantly makes her relatable.
It establishes common ground. She has moved the conversation from a data entry exercise to a shared emotional goal. This is so critical for forging that initial bond. And the teacher picks up on this shift from fact to personality and sort of capitalizes on it. The teacher prompts her with that crucial follow-up, "Great, what do you like to do in your free time?" And this opens up the final critical element, personal interests. These are not trivial details. Hobbies are the conversational doorways that allow other people to engage with you later on. And Maya lists 3 simple, very accessible things: reading, cooking, and watching English movies.
Yes, and I love this part because she doesn't just list the hobbies. She actually integrates her overall goal back into the activity.
She does. She adds that crucial detail. I practice a little every day. This is where the narrative becomes truly cohesive. It's just so well done. She stated her aspiration to speak confidently, and then she provided actionable proof in her hobbies.
Watching English movies and practicing daily.
She's created a closed loop. She's not just wishing to be confident, she's actively working toward it in her free time.
So for you, listening to this and wanting to adapt the structure, the takeaway isn't just listing that you like hiking.
No.
It's linking that hobby to a broader theme about your character. Maybe you like complex strategy games, which speaks to your professional analytical skills.
Or maybe you cook, which speaks to your ability to follow detailed processes. It makes the hobby relevant.
Yeah.
You're reinforcing your core identity and proving that your stated motivation is backed up by action.
So if the aspiration element is the why,
Then the hobbies element, especially when it's linked like this, becomes the how.
okay, so we have the complete structure: name, age, location, job, that's the foundation. Aspiration, that's the pivot. And hobbies, that's the connection.
That's it. So what happens immediately after she delivers this structured, concise presentation? This brings us to section 3, the validation and confidence loop. And the structure immediately produced positive social outcomes, which in turn reinforced her confidence. It's a feedback loop.
Okay, so first the immediate feedback.
The teacher nodded, acknowledged the information with an affirming "great." And critically, the other students didn't just sit there in silence.
No, they clapped softly.
They clapped softly.
That is the very definition of social validation, isn't it?
Yeah.
That soft applause, that nod.
Hmm.
It confirms in real time to a nervous speaker that her communication was clear, successful, and welcomed.
That small success drastically reduces the anxiety for what comes next. It's so powerful.
And the source confirms the structure's success through what you call the immediate replication effect.
Yes. The other students followed the exact same model.
They did. They also introduced their names, ages, jobs, and hobbies.
They weren't even asked to. They just saw the efficiency of Maya's template, and they immediately adopted it.
They saw a clear path through a high-pressure situation, and they took it.
It minimized the uncertainty for everyone else in the room. It created an immediate, safe communication environment.
Which is why a streamlined structure like this is so essential. It serves as a kind of universal social contract.
Exactly. And the personal transformation that Maya experienced is the ultimate proof of value. The outcome wasn't just external. It was deeply internal.
Right.
After succeeding with the template, she realized, and I'm quoting the source here, "Talking about myself is not so difficult. I can do this."
She went from being shy and excited to realizing the task was actually achievable. The structure minimized the perceived difficulty of the challenge.
Yes.
And the results are exactly what we'd want you to achieve. She felt more confident speaking English, and she made 2 new friends.
That's the value proposition of efficient communication right there.
Clarity leads to confidence, which leads directly to positive social results. If you can control the delivery mechanism, the structure, the content is then free to shine.
It really makes you wonder how often professional interactions fail simply because the speaker is, just improvising and meandering.
Oh, all the time.
Forcing the listener to filter through this disorganized thought process, which just drains their attention before the truly important information is even delivered. That lack of structure creates information friction. Maya's method, on the other hand, minimizes that friction.
Smooth.
It takes the key data points, delivers them sequentially, and then opens the floor for connection through purpose and passion, all in under a minute. It's the difference between delivering a structured press release and just, rambling through your personal diary.
So let's synthesize all this for you. We started with what looked like a beginner's language lesson, but we've extracted a universally applicable confidence-building template for self-introduction.
The template is very clear. First, establish the foundational snapshot, the necessary low-effort facts. Name, age, location, job.
Got it.
Second, pivot to the aspiration element. Establish your purpose, your goal. Why are you here?
And third?
And third, you cement the introduction with engaging hobbies, and ideally, you link them back to that purpose you just stated.
The source material's concluding thought really provides the final synthesis here, and we can apply it so broadly beyond just a classroom.
We can.
A structured introduction is the first step to confident communication in any context. It removes the fear of the unknown by predefining the sequence for you.
Control the sequence, control the narrative. That really is the essential takeaway. This structure allows your personality to emerge because you are not mentally scrambling for what to say next.
You're just following a successful, proven scaffold.
Exactly.
So here's our final provocative thought for you to consider. If this simple 5-part structure, name, age, location, job, hobbies, is the proven key to building immediate confidence and making new connections, even in a high-pressure first-day kind of situation, then how often are we overcomplicating our self-introductions in professional settings by starting with rambling context or, totally irrelevant details?
It's a great question. We'd say test this streamlined approach. The next time you are asked to tell us about yourself, whether it's in a pitch meeting or just a casual gathering, try to stick rigorously to these 5 pillars.
And see what happens.
See if that control doesn't translate instantly into improved confidence and clear communication.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.